Adding thrums to a mitten is a lot of fun, and the result is this super warm, super fuzzy interior of the mitten, and it creates a lovely, lovely felted interior that's super soft. The process is done by creating a series of thrums, which are unspun roving, and then you'll be knitting those in a pattern following a chart. So in order to knit a thrum, first we need to make one. So to make a thrum, we need to grab a length of roving. So this is our unspun wool, and you're not going to hold very close like this. You know, if you have your hands close to each other when you're dealing with unspun roving, you'll be holding on to both ends of the same lengths of fiber, and it makes it more difficult for that fiber to come apart. So instead, we'll hold on to the end with one hand, and then with the other hand, we'll just give it a gentle tug. So gentle tug, 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 and you can see those fibers are letting go of each other, and they naturally will come apart. So here is, I'll call it a little floof of fiber. And to make a thrum, we're gonna take a length, just a little bit of it, just a small section. So I have this much, we'll set this aside. And then we're gonna wrap this around our fingers. In my case, I'm gonna wrap it around 3 fingers. And we wanna make sure that this, the beginning and the end, we wanna try to keep those away from the center of the thrum, which is gonna be wrapped around my fingers. So I'm gonna hold on to it with my thumb and wrap around, and here's the next part. And they all are about the same size. They don't have to be exactly the same size. So there's my thrum, but now I need to get it to stay together. So you can roll the center section in between your thumb and your first finger. Let's see, we'll use my right hand because I'm right-handed. And that sort of sticks the fibers together and gets them to kind of felt. So you'll make a bunch of these that are all about the same size, and you'll make them in all the colors that you need. Here's some of the different color. And then you're gonna just use these as you knit. So I'm gonna put a thrum or 2 in for you into this mitten. So the mitten here is being knit on 2 circulars. You can use whatever method you want. And you just wanna make sure, in this case, that you grab the right needle. So I'm gonna knit following the instructions, which says knit 4 stitches. Here is stitch number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this stitch is the one that needs to be this color. So I'm going to insert my needle as if to knit. I'm going to take my thrum and wrap it around my needle, and I'm going to pull it through as if it were the yarn. So you see I'm pulling just the thrum through. Now I'm going to go in like I'm going to knit, and I'm going to make sure that this yarn, the working yarn, is going over these little tails, the thrummy tails, and that's gonna help hold it down in the next round. So now I work 2 more stitches, it looks like. 1, 2. And now it's time to do this yellowy color. So I'll go in like I'm going to knit, grab my little thrum that's gonna live in this spot, gets wrapped around that needle, and then I will complete the stitch by pulling that thrum through, and that's what makes the next stitch. And then remember to make sure that this yarn, the working yarn, is going to go over the stitch that was just created using the thrum, and you'll continue as established. So I'm going to knit 3 more. It's time for a thrum. So I'll go in like I'm going to knit, grab the thrum. It gets put around the needle. Pull it through, off, and it's in place. And then remember again, make sure that this working yarn goes over the thrum to help hold it in place for the next round. And that, my friends, is how easy it is to create thrums, to add them into your work. And then once you're done with your project, as you're wearing it, all of these little fibers will felt, and it's going to make a lovely, warm, finished project.